Just making sure that the audio is pretty fucking good. Just making sure. Just making sure. Totally original, let's play. Hi guys. Welcome back to Totally Original Shy Plays.
Yeah,
I'm shy and he's timid.
you can watch if you want.
And please don't comment down below. It makes me nervous. What if we're just gonna say that we really like the show? No!
Oh God,
I don't like the attention. I'm not making fun of you if you do feel that way, but welcome back to Totally Original Let's Play. We are doing
everyone.
Armored Armadillo.
Armored Armadillo.
Armored Armadillo. Armored Armadillo.
My Armadillo.
Ahmed-dillo?
Yes, have you met Ahmed?
Have you met Ahmed? I have. Quite a fine gentleman.
Quite armed.
Yeah. What?
Armed?
No, no.
Armed Ahmadillo. Oh God, no. Not at all where I was going.
Oh boy! This spot right here is very famous in Mega Man X lore. No, I'm just joking, not lore. And the reason for that is because, notice these bats and how much health they're dropping? Every time they drop a health, when I have full health, it adds to my sub-tanks that I can then use. These are the E-tanks, basically, in this game. You remember those? And there's a spatial bat.
A spatula bat?
Right here, this different looking one.
Ooh, sexy
he
bat.
drops tons of extra lives.
Oh.
Which means that this spot right here is where you go to fill up your E-tanks and fill up your lives before you go do some
It's
crazy
like an
shit.
E-tank fill-up spot.
Yeah.
It's like a truck stop.
For
Mega Men.
So I don't really need my E-tanks to be filled up that much. I mean, they already pretty much are filled and probably are going to be maxed by the time I get
But you
all
just
these
keep fucking
extra lives. But I'm trying to get the extra lives.
gulping down those extra lives, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm eating those Mega Man heads.
Bit gluttonous.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, fuck off.
Nick.
What do you think the max number of lives you can hold is?
Before
Before you say whatever you're gonna say.
50.
Nope. 9.
D9?
Nope, just 9. Now, why'd you say Nick?
Because in the last episode we talked about bow wrap.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask something. I've been planning to ask you this.
Yes.
Days.
Well, that episode was 15 minutes long, so I really don't feel like, we had the time, but I apologize anyways.
I'm so curious. Nick, I don't know if a lot of people know this. I don't know if you know this.
I probably do.
But you know a lot of things
That's true.
when it comes to music. And I was curious.
Or just things. I mean...
Well, specifically for this purpose, we're talking about music. And I was wondering, I was gonna pitch this question to you. Do you think that there's, in your opinion, a band or artist that deserves a movie like Bohemian Rhapsody? A biopic, if you will,
that's a real good question. Yes. In fact, I think there are many.
Yeah?
And I'm not just talking about, like, I really wish that fucking Imagine Dragons would get one. I'm saying, like, there are some bands that I really do think deserve one, because they would not only have interesting stories, but also they have, like, very long cares that a lot of stuff that a lot of people might not be familiar with.
Yeah, like...
First and foremost, I think Ozzy deserves one.
Ooh. Yeah, how the hell does Ozzy Osbourne not have a movie?
Yeah, because I mean, he had the show and everything, but that's not,
That's true.
That was shit.
That was
honestly.
a reality show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the same thing.
And the reason I say that is twofold. Number one, like I said, Ozzy has a very, like, prolific career, and one that is, I'm sure that a lot of people, especially in our generation, don't know. I mean, hell, I'm not gonna say that they haven't heard of him, but, like, I think it's pretty safe to say that there's probably a lot of people maybe even like around our age that just have never heard Ozzy before. And if they have like, they've heard like Crazy Train or something, they
Right.
wouldn't be able to identify it as Ozzy.
Yeah, they wouldn't call it Ozzy.
Yeah, I mean, hell, this kid, the first time I showed him, I mean, it's not the first time that he heard it, but the first time I ever played, what the fuck is that called? Cult of Personality.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that.
Yeah, I knew you knew it.
I still don't believe
that's
not an
That's how
Ozzy
you
song.
kill that guy, by the way, is with the fire. And the reason you kill him is because you get this heart piece up here, and he breaks the blocks. And if he goes by, he'll break them so that it becomes too high for you to jump. Fuck. Anyways, the thing for me is, he thought that was Ozzy, and I mean, yeah, I guess they both have like this.
Still do.
Look at my eyes, what do you see? Like that nasally thing. Although Ozzy, I would argue isn't really that nasally. It's more that because of like the vocal layering and stuff, it just sounds that way.
Yeah.
But the I mean, he's got a really important story to tell. We're not talking about it like Queen, right? I would reckon that one of the things that they said in the movie, and I would like agree with this, is that Live Aid concert was like one of, if not the most well-known and the biggest concert in history.
Mm-hmm.
Not just rock concert, not just Queen concert, music concert.
Music.
Because we're talking about, according to the movie, like 1.5 billion people tuning in from across the globe.
0.5 with inflation, how many people is that worth today?
Right? Oh yeah.
Think about that.
A lot.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they played at Wembley, which used to be a giant fucking place. I don't know if it is anymore because they they tore it down or something and replaced it with something else. But it's like, oh fucking dicks. We're talking about like a big ass concert, and that's important, right?
Yeah.
And Queen is important. They're a very influential band, but like, what about Black Sabbath, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about people who are credited, although I think this is debatable, but I'm not here to debate it with you. People who are credited for creating metal,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like, and I will say that
Historic.
they
band.
definitely had a hand in it. And so I think that from that perspective, just the importance alone, but also it's a really, really interesting story to tell, and I think that it's a shame that that more people don't know about it,
Yeah.
because I mean obviously the in my opinion most important part is Randy and everything, but that is just the tip of the iceberg. Randy Rhoads and not only what he did for Ozzy's solo career, but also the how influential he ended up being.
Absolutely a legend.
Yeah, I mean I'm not saying that we need a Randy Rhoads biopic. I would love a Randy Rhoads biopic, but that's not going to happen.
And they'll never make one.
Yeah, but I think that telling that story as part of Ozzy's story would help. That would mean a lot to the overall movie. But also like Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Aerosmith deserves
sure.
that. Like they got Guitar Hero Aerosmith. That is a fantastic game if you're an Aerosmith fan, because there's a lot of history that they tell, a lot of stuff that they cover. Guess who I'm gonna do next?
Are we finally at the green dude yet?
Is that your guess? I mean,
Yes,
you can't
yes,
say,
that's my
are
guess.
we, it's not
That,
20
all right,
questions
I understand.
to deduce.
Oh my goodness.
Is he green?
Is he green?
No. We're going to do, oh my god, Launch Octopus. That's because a lot of people do Launch Octopus last. I don't, and that is because Armored Armadillo's weakness, or Launch Octopus' weakness is Armored Armadillo's power-up. And I don't think that this is a very difficult fight at all. it's a difficult stage, and it's probably the hardest stage in the whole fucking game. So I'm gonna be dying quite a bit on one specific part too. That's the thing that like will really get you. That really gets you. You know.
Getcha.
But anyways, you know, there's plenty of bands like that I think. I mean, hell, what about like Michael Jackson? You know.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people, and a lot of groups, and a lot of musicians who deserve biopics. But the issue is that you run into the problem of there are so many of them that how do you say? I mean, you asked me the question specifically musicians, right? But hell, what about actors? What about, you know, directors? What about
writers,
artists?
right? Am I right?
Yeah, what about writers? Like, there are plenty of fucking people who deserve that kind of treatment. There's too many people. And so you just kind of have to pick and choose, and not all of them are going to get what they want. You know what I mean?
I do feel like Ozzy would be one of the top of the list, but is today's climate, you know, one that would go and see an Ozzy movie? How many people do you think they'd get in the theater?
That's the thing. That's probably why they haven't done it yet. They would have done it in 1995.
Yeah.
Not in 2015.
Yeah.
Or 2018.
2018. For that matter.
Yeah, and so I think that
maybe he's more likely to get like a Netflix documentary.
Oh God. Well, I mean, I think that I am glad that doesn't work. I am glad that we got the Queen one, because at least we got one. You know.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
It's not the first choice I would have had, but I mean, at least it was there, you know. I mean, where's my fucking Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla biopic?
The only things we're ever gonna get of those are like crazy, like historical sci-fi movies.
Well, that's the thing, is that's what documentaries are for. Like Tom Petty, you know, he died like a couple years back, right? He didn't get a biopic. He got a like 5-hour-long documentary on Netflix.
Right.
And is that just as good? Some would argue that it's better.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there were a lot of things that were probably embellished. I mean, there were some things that I know were embellished.
That was one thing for sure in this movie, was a lot of parts were so dramatic that it's almost like unbelievable that they actually happened. Just because of the way they were told. Yeah. Fun to watch, but still, like, it's not how real life works.
Yeah. And I think that's maybe a more important question, is whose story would benefit from a biopic more than a biography or than a documentary, you know? Like, is it more beneficial that Queen got a biopic than a documentary because the documentary wouldn't be near as interesting? I mean, you know?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm not saying that the story of Queen and everything isn't interesting, but what I'm saying is that, the embellishments and stuff maybe made... Because I don't buy that IGN gave it like a 7 out of 10 or something like that. Yeah, and it's like, I don't buy that. The reason they gave it that, one of the reasons, was because it was too because of that. It was you know, so like it hit all the story beats, and there were the story beats, the like the biopic rock star story beats, and at the same time it also over-exaggerated on a lot of stuff, or regular exaggerated on a lot of stuff. And it's like, but that's not the point, right? Like, Queen did a lot for music. Queen did a lot for culture and human history. And Freddie Mercury is no longer alive. The rest of the band members they don't probably have that much time left. And when they die, is that how you want to remember them for all the stuff they did? Is that, well, that story was exaggerated? You want to remember them as, it wasn't that great? And it's like, no, come on, like, they fucking deserve that, you know? Like, so what if it was exaggerated? That's the way I want it to be, right? I want their story to be exaggerated, because I think they fucking deserve it, and it makes for a better story when they're dead and gone. You know, I want my story to be exaggerated. I want someone to make a biopic about me, and I want that biopic to talk about how successful Totally Original Let's Play was, you know?
Right.
It wasn't. But the fact is, I want people to remember it as that way, you know? Maybe post-mortem I can pick up some views. Who knows?
There you go.
I'm gonna go kill myself. No, I'm just tell us down in the comments below who you think deserves a biopic. And next time on Totally Original motherfucking Let's Play, Nick's gonna waste more of his fucking shield ammo.
Woo!
Click on the left to see the next video in this series once it's uploaded.
Click on the right to see more videos like this.
And make sure you subscribe so that you get notified when we upload new videos. Make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them and your enemies that you hate them, because you never know when you're gonna die.